Hello, my amazing tribe. I'm excited to connect with you through this video. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're thrilled to have you here as we tackle Samuel Jacob Rubinstein. Samuel Jacob Rubinstein was a 20th French Orthodox Chief Rabbi independent from the Consistoire Central. He was born in Poland. As we progress through this video, let's shift our attention towards biography and uncover its hidden depths. Samuel Jacob Shmuel Yaakov Rubinstein was the rabbi of the famous Agodas Hachilos Synagogue Synagogue de la Rue Pave, at 10 Rue Pave, in the Marais known as the Pletzel, in the 4th arrondissement of Paris. He succeeded Chief Rabbi Joel Leib Halevi Herzog, father of Chief Rabbi Yitzhak Halevi Herzog, the future Chief Rabbi of Israel, as Rabbi of Agudas Hachilos, Union of Communities. He contributed to the renewal of French Jewry after World War II and was active in the return of Jewish children entrusted to non-Jewish families during the war. He was in touch with humanitarian organizations such as the Vod Hatzalah and other American organizations. He was renowned as a great orator with an imposing figure. He published in 3 volumes in Hebrew, Sheret Menachem Paris, 1954, and Shimon Lana in 2 volumes in Hebrew Paris, 1959. The choice of the name of Sheret Menachem for his major work is a reference to the name of his father, Rabbi Yirmiyahu Menachem Rubinstein. Rabbi Rubinstein considered himself as a Kotzker Hasid, influenced by the Hasidic master, Menachem Mendel of Kotzk, the founder of the Hasidic dynasty. One finds the name of Rabbi Rubinstein in rabbinical publications, in his correspondence with other leading rabbis such as Menash Klein, the Ungariba of New York City, who lived in Paris after World War II. In the world of Jewish orthodoxy, particularly Hasidic, Paris and France, before and after the war, were synonymous with him. In his book, The Jews, Roger Pyrofit describes him as follows: that night, he had also dreamt of his master in Judaism, Chief Rabbi Rubinstein, whose white beard, wisdom and eloquence were the ornament of the synagogue on Rue Pave. He is mentioned by Ruth Bow, the second wife of Amram Bow Netri Carter, in her memoirs. It is he who presides over her Orthodox conversion to Judaism. My son and myself were confirmed as proselytes by an Orthodox rabbi, Rabbi Rubinstein of the Synagogue de la Rue Pave. We received a certificate of conversion validating our admission to the Jewish community in 1951. If La Rue Pave was the synagogue where one would find him on a daily basis, in fact, he was also considered the rabbi of different shibboleths of the Pletzel. The grandmother of Richard Prosquire, president of the Conseil Representatif des Institutions Juives de France CRIF since May 2007, had married Rabbi Rubinstein in 1958. Dr. Prosquire notes that his grandmother had married the famous rabbi of La Rue Pave. At his funeral, in the Synagogue de la Rue Pave, where the first row of benches had been removed for the occasion, the eulogies were given for Rabbi Rubinstein, in Yiddish, the language he preferred, and in French by Rabbi David Feuerwerker, in the presence of a huge crowd. Among the rabbis of the Consistoire present that day was the Chief Rabbi Ernest Guggenheim. His successor was Chief Rabbi Chaim Yaakov Rothenberg from Antwerp, whose son, Rabbi Mordecai Rothenberg, is the current rabbi of the Synagogue de la Rue Pave. The grandchildren of Chief Rabbi Rubinstein live in Israel. Rafi Raffel Shimoni lives with his family in Tel Aviv, where he is an engineer, head of department, in the Israeli Aeronautics Industry IAI, Israel Aerospace Industries. Dr. Mark Klutstein is a cardiologist at the Shazedic Medical Center in Jerusalem, and Eddie Kupperschmidt heads a consulting firm. Brace yourself for a deep dive into Rabbi Rubinstein and the Rebbe of Lubavitch, Menachem Mendel Schneerson, as we explore its impact and relevance in our evolving narrative. The Rebbe of Lubavitch, Menachem Mendel Schneerson, in a letter dated from Brooklyn, New York, LL 1, 5711, writes about him: a little while ago, I wrote to the great Rav, distinguished Hasid who fears God, Rav Shmuel Yaakov Rubinstein. They knew each other from before the war. Rabbi Rubinstein recounted with emotion that during the census of the Parisians, when the Nazis entered Paris, Rabbi Schneerson was absent from home. When he learned that next to his name was written, religion orthodox, he went to the Census Bureau to have it replaced by Jewish. From Nice, in Tishri 5702, 1941, Rabbi Schneerson went to the Italian border to get an etrog for the Jewish festival of Sukkot. He came back with 2 etrogim, one for himself, the other he offered to Rabbi Rubinstein, who found himself also in Nice. Let's now zoom in on testimony and uncover the hidden gems that lie within. A description of Rabbi Rubinstein is given by Gutter Sternbuck in 2005. In the meantime, we felt the lack of a rabbinical leader in Les Bains. And so when we heard of a Rabbi Rubinstein in nearby Lyon, I went with Dr. Seidman to visit him. When we entered Rabbi Rubinstein's home, his wife greeted us. When I told her my name and that I came from Warsaw, she said to me, "Wait a moment, please," and stepped out. A minute later, she returned and showed me to Rabbi Rubinstein's room. Rabbi Rubinstein was sitting behind a table covered with volumes of Gemara. He was very handsome, with a long, straight beard, but what one noticed first about him were his eyes, which seemed to dance with laughter and love. They were so deep that when I looked into them I was incredibly moved and almost began to tremble. I felt like I was looking at someone from Gan Eden. I told Rabbi Rubinstein, "I am Gutter Eisen's wife from Warsaw." He asked me, "Are you the granddaughter of Berolchtham?" I answered that yes, I was. With that, he stood up and came around the desk, looked straight into my eyes and exclaimed, "Du bist an Enikel von Berel. Du bist an Enikel. You are a grandchild of our Berel." He couldn't believe that I was alive. He and my grandfather had grown up together in Biestic and had learned together in Cheddar. He was choked with emotion and could say no more, and tears streamed from his eyes. This was one of the most powerful experiences I had after the war. After this, I went to Rabbi Rubinstein many times. He was a loving man, and he always had a kind word for everyone. In a sense, he brought my grandfather back to me and reawoke my love for him. Gutter Sternbuck notes that her wedding was special since it was Rabbi Rubinstein who officiated. Get ready for a captivating exploration as we unravel the layers of customs and their profound significance. On Saturday afternoon, following Minha, the congregation took the communal meal of Suda Shlishit together in the room on the right when entering the building from outside. This third meal of the Shabbat took place in total darkness, which gave it a particular cachet. No one wanted to see the Shabbat depart. Rabbi Rubinstein commented in Yiddish on the weekly portion of the Torah. Zemiro's songs accompanied the meal, which consisted of matzos with oily sardines on top. Rabbi Rubinstein did not wear in Paris a shtreimel. His successor, Rabbi Chaim Yaakov Rothenberg, will wear one, but only during the communal meal of the Shabbat afternoon, and not outside of the room where it took place. It was a privilege to be invited by Rabbi Rubinstein on Saturday morning, after the prayers, to taste the cholent. There exist different kinds of cholent. His was made with potatoes prepared by the Rebbitzin. He indicated to the privileged to stay behind in the synagogue, to go up afterwards to his home in the building next door. Likewise, he invited individuals to his sukkah built in the courtyard adjoining the synagogue. For the recitation of the Shema, during the morning prayer, the Vilna notes that the mitzvah to see the tzitzit should not be annulled by kissing them. The custom of Rabbi Rubinstein was to make a circular movement with the tzitzit. He lifted the tzitzit in front of his eyes to look at them, then kissed them. A renowned orator, Rabbi Rubinstein paused during his discourses. He was not reading a prepared text. He moved his hand holding his long beard from top to bottom, then continued his presentation. This short waiting was done in a total and respectful silence. I appreciate your time and I'm grateful for every like, comment, and share.